Yes. 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 Okay. It's not orange enough. Orange enough. See if we can get that fixed up. Make it look nicer. Big C. Stone Spire Hall. Let's get that less orangey. Okay, everyone. We've got sweet tea. We got a mint. We have lights. I have no cats. No cats bothering me. All right. We're settled. Takes me a second to like get in the mood. Okay. So I have an issue. And it's an issue that's plagued me for a long time. It's plagued me for a long time. And what that is textures with carvings in them. How do I capture the carvings in my textures? And that's kind of what I've been working on. So, check this out. This is a vanilla Skyhaven Temple texture. And then this is my stone texture, kind of similar in color here. And this is a copy of the carvings from the normal map. And I got these from basically this alpha map here. Well, not that one. But then I try to reduplicate it over here. So we have a stone texture. And this is the normal map for the original texture. And this is its alpha map. And I'm like, how can I copy this? This is the original texture. And I need this pattern and design on my stone texture. This right here needs to go away. We're going to shut this down. So I'm having an issue with that. Now, granted, I could take this. Right. And do a select color range. Say, okay. Come in here. And then transform scale. Invert it. And then set it to overlay. right? Like I could do something like that, but that's really kind of not what we're looking for. As you can see, that is different from that. Mine looks lazy in comparison. So that's kind of my issue where I'm at. HVAC sucks, man. Sucks to do. So these are just kind of like the issues that I'm having. And I just don't know what to do. But let's go take a look at that one texture in game, and then we're going to shoot over to Windhelm. And we're going to start knocking out a shit ton of textures in Windhelm. We're going to start with the ground texture in Windhelm, in the city. Mario says that he'll catch up with the stream in a few. I doubt that. Cake is always good. Lying or not, cake is always good. I made cookies, so I'm a cookie and muffin kind of guy. I like birthday cakes, but I like birthday cupcakes better. And cupcakes are just cake muffins. Yeah. That's some deep thoughts by Sky King. Alright. So here's the carvings. There's those. Really dark and kind of not really seeing what they are. Trying to find like a shot of a good one here. I mean, they're pretty good, but not like excellent. Still looks a bit low res for me. This is kind of what I was asking, like, hey, what do these carvings mean? Can I just make them anything that I want them to be? You know? That was kind of my thinking on that. But yeah, so today I was just kind of testing them on like how I can do these carvings, because Markarth and Windhelm has a shit ton of carvings also, and I really need to come up with a technique that's going to work. So that's the thing. Well, thank you. Oh, I'm sure we'll get a few lurkers. I'm going to lower the music on my end, but I'm going to turn it up a little bit on yours. Oh, no, not that much. My mouse went just crazy. It was like full blast. No, but thank you. Okay, so this is where we left off. The bridge looks very good. FW 108234. Very happy with how the bridge came out. I did fix the alpha map. As you can see, these dirt spots here. Kind of breaks up the texture a little bit better. You can see it here. I changed my character for some reason, and I don't know why. I'm kind of addicted to body slide presets now. Like, I just am. I hate making NPCs. Like, the sliders, it's too many options. So now, I just do this. I get, like, my person, like so. And I do show race menu. And then I go let's turn off that light. Light off. And I go presets. Load preset. Choose someone. New person. That's that person. Cool. Now, some of them you can tell are supposed to be aliens or elves or whatever. But yeah, I'm just like addicted to these things. This one has a weird neck seam, apparently. Yep, it does. But yeah, I don't know if y'all are into these at all, but I am. That would be a red guard. Yeah. These are all, I have, let me see, I have the dude ones and I don't know where they are. Maybe I did not install them correctly. Perfect. We'll say done. Yeah. You know, it's just like, as long as you install all of the requirements, which usually it's like 3, which pretty much all of them share the same requirements, you're pretty good. Now, this one had some, like, skin tattoos and shit, and it really kind of fucked me up, but for the most part, it's like, you need 3 or 4 mods that kind of go across the whole gambit. So, this landscape texture here needs to be redone. These interior walls, along with all of the alpha maps, need to be redone. We'll probably do the other border texture. But I'm looking to get all of the normal textures knocked out. This one, this is the one that was from outside. So we've already done this one. But we're going to try to knock out more of these normal, non-carved textures. This is our one from the bridge here. This is the Trim 02. And then this is the one that we painted red for some reason. These ground tiles are so ugly. Look how much they hump up. Like, I don't understand why they just didn't make it flush. So yeah, so we're going to get on that and just try and bust out some of these things. That is just covered in snow. I'm kind of taking a gander and just like assessing what needs to be done. This is very weird. Like, it doesn't let you cut through there, so I can't jump. There we go. I don't know why it did that. It would just been like a perfectly fine walkthrough. Supposedly it just wants you to force you to go that way. So yeah, there's a good handful, maybe a handful and a half of textures here that we can get done with. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be okay. Journey starts with the first step, so I guess we're gonna have to get into it here. Let's do. Cool. So we're going to get these all closed up. There we go. No. And then this, I need to get, where's it at? Mark Earth Reach, Windhelm. Is this it? Hello everyone that has joined since the last time we've talked. If anything is too quiet or too loud, let me know. Y'all are pretty bad at that. So that's that. What other ones did we have? Let's try and check out a couple of these things. Nope. Wait for this to load. There we go. Okay. So basically what I'm looking for here is just a couple of colors. Cool, so I got my colors. I was gonna say new mix, call it interior. And we can close some programs out. Need that. Okay. We're getting there. Windhelm. Great. So let's pop open some textures that we know we're going to need here. Now, if they have a PS icon, we've already done them. So I'm looking at... I'm going to do these. Let's start with these first. All right. Ground. Wet is going to go here. And then mud and ground. Mud. Wet. So same texture, just with more gloss and brighter, brighter moss on it, but same texture. This is the same, but with mud puddles, which we can do. This should be fun. Hello, Miss Toxic Love. Here we go. We'll start with that on the bottom. Okay. And then let's get some moss up in here. Something like this might work. Just looking for details now. We'll work on colors later. Okay. Then gotta be very careful with this because this is our ground texture. This is the main ground texture. Right? So let's take it sleazy and do this correctly. Okay. So here is duplicate, bring this up. All right, this is going to be the cool part here. Set this to full size, full scale. We're going to add our water texture. There we go. I'm basically looking for mud. I don't want mud puddles. I just want mud. Does that make sense? Something like that. Now, if we wanted, we could. Let's do that. Let's add a little bit of mud puddle to it. All right, with some depth. Let's get rid of that. Let's start it over. Okay. Now let's change the color. So it's just mud puddly. So I'm thinking that this, I'm as cool as that looks, I'm thinking we should do something else. Let's actually do this. So I was thinking like maybe I could do ice over it instead, but I think that's going to get lost in translation here. I don't know. let's check out and see what happens, okay? Let's just get it in game. So first one we're looking at here is this guy, which is rough ground. And then here, rough ground mud. And then here is rough ground wet. And rough ground wet is going to be just like the water, but without the mud puddles. It's just going to be that. Here we go, Gina. Okay. I have a feeling this might be too light, but we'll see. Let's get to our mud. And then wet. Now this is doing something a little different. Okay. Alright, that should do it. Let's check out the land, the ground. Oh, he made it. Jesus, Mario. Welcome. Last subscriber, or latest subscriber, was Whatchinson3. What? Whatchinson3? Whatchinson3 is the latest subscriber. Thank you. No super chatters. I don't think I can even have super chatters since I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Nor do I think I can get tips. I still don't know what a member is versus a subscriber. So that's all there. That's that, isn't it? We have Rob Dorium here, Stone Spire, Lil Vixie, Mario, and I guess we're gonna get some other people. And we got Stone Spire here, and I guess we'll have some other people joining us here shortly. I do need 1K subs. So I think I promised us another microphone last stream. So we're gonna get so let's get another microphone. Which one? Okay, we're already looking at our land here. Let's look at our game scene. I can tell you it's too bright, but it looks good. I'm okay with it. Texture detail is nice. It breaks up these tiles really nicely. It's just a little bright. Or maybe it's not. No, maybe it's fine. Now that I'm looking at it, with no EMB, and it's a little bright. I think it's also 1K. It might be 1K. I still don't know why that mud puddle looks like crap. It might be a mask. We'll take that look at that later. Let's do this real quick. $2048. $2048. And $2048. $2048 normal. That's 1024. Here. And that is which one is this? Off ground. Q. So everything else is 2K. Just seems a little big, doesn't it? I mean, those are some really big freaking stones. Let's... Something's not... Oh my god, look at that. Horrible. So disappointing. Yeah, I think the texture size is like twice what it should be. Personally, I think it's twice what it should be. Go. I think those should be like, these stones should be like the size of my foot, not like the size of my body. As we can see, that should be like half the size. So I think the textures are good. The color needs to be a little darker, more grayish, more just dark. Whereas, oh, so it needs to be darker, but it also we need to have smaller, 50% smaller. Okay, that we can do. Easy peasy. Okay, so we can do it one of two ways, and I think we're just going to do it this way. So here, let's go into placement, repetitions at 2. This at repetitions of 2, and this repetitions of 2. Boom. And then here, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to get my light color. Apply. And apply. Now this can go away for a second. This I might keep at here. Like so. Yes. Nah, see? That I think I might be okay with. And I might do something like this. Put a little color in it. Like that. And then we can add our moss. Which I'm going to be honest with you, I might delete that shit. And let's choose another moss. This is the moss I wanted. About like that. Let's back it out. Perfect. Cool. And so this is just rough ground. And we're going to do gloss with these. And then the next one is very much the same, but it has this guy in it, and this one is actually going to have the puddles, like so. Maybe not that much puddle, like that much puddle. That much. Okay. And this is called rough ground mud. And then we're going to do one more, but it's just muddy with no mud puddles, which is that. And this is called rough ground wet. Cool. Let's get this up. We're going to start with just rough ground. Here we are. Bit smaller detail, darker color. Let's get some of this going on. Okay. That is a problem. Let's take a look at this. Let's pull up our ambient occlusion. And that is this homeboy right here. Just trying to get it to all blend in a little bit. this rough ground. Rough ground mud. Okay. Let's try that one more time now. Better. And then filter. Sharp mask. Yep. And here we'll just take a copy of it. And there's the normal. So that's done. I think the color is a lot better. And then here's the mud, which is here. Big difference. Okay. Then last one is the wet. This is its normal. I think we should make this one really glossy. Who knows though? Do just a little bit of a blur. Let's do a sharpen on that. And one here. Oh, it's already saved. Now let's do it again. Here we go. So everything looks good and saved. Let's go check it out in game. So, we have a couple of microphones. Who's with me? 9 people. Okay. So I said we'd have a new microphone for this stream. We can do this guy, the U47, which is the Frank Sinatra microphone. Nice wooden case. Or we can do the ribbon microphone, like the old broadcast microphone. This is very deep and warm and fuzzy and not a lot of high end to it. The other one is very detailed. And I will do whichever of those 2 mics that you all deem worthy to talk into. Your call. They sound completely different than this one that I'm talking to. Unless you're on your cell phone, then you won't hear a difference at all. You won't hear a difference at all. You're like, I don't get it. What's going on? Why can't I hear anything? Alright, well, first and foremost, the ground is a shit ton better. That ground, we're done. We are done. I might redo the tiles. That ground is sick. People are going to bitch and moan that there's too much green, but I don't care. I do not care. I kind of like the moss. Let me take out that stone. That one stone is just repeating everywhere. You know how they say a rug pulls a room together? Well, the ground texture just did that here. This ground texture just pulled all of Windhelm together. Well, let's redo these tiles, because they just look janky now in comparison. And then we'll have to do this tile next. But yeah, isn't that pretty? Isn't that so much better? Not so much better? Yeah. I'm just seeing how it interacts with other things right now. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like the ground up in like Washington State. Yeah. I like the moss in it. It just does something. Like, not everything is dead here. We have moss. Yeah, okay. I'm good. I'm keeping that. It looks like it's well traveled too. Like, just a lot of people have been walking on this is what it looks like to me. Yeah, okay. Moving on. We'll get to those tiles later. I'm not going to worry about them right now. Thank you, Isidar. That's a fun name to say, isn't it? Okay. Ground. File new mix. I don't know what we're doing next. We can actually just kind of close these out, can't we? I'm kind of done with those. Didn't mean to be done so quick. Just knocked out 3 textures. Okay. Let's continue this. I know what we can do. Actually, no. I'm not gonna do that. I kind of just wish that I knew where the textures were. Oh, this is the one we need to do right here. Let's get it. Let's get this one. While we have this ground open here. Cancel. Let's get this ground working. I want to get rid of the water. Keep just this. Okay. Oh, we need to delete this stone right here. 1, 2, 3. It's just this stone needs to go. And we can do that in Photoshop. So let's open this bad boy up. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to do is let's see how this will work. Let's just try something real quick. We're not really bound to any rules right now with these guys because there's no mesh that they're on. So I'm just gonna do 4 tiles that are just kind of not the same size because I don't care and I don't think they should be. Actually, those are actually closer than this one is. So let's make this one just slightly bigger. Okay. Now I will set them to about here. I'm doing F5. And here I'm going to do a bevel on them. And we're going to do a size. We're going to do something like this. I wonder if a shadow, inner shadow would be better. Let's do an inner shadow. Distance. Choke. Size. Choke. And I'll do 60. I want it to be more of a gradient. So that means we're going to have to do something a little different here. Something a little more cray-cray. Let's see. So I'm going to see if this works. Okay, that. Then I'm going to rasterize this. Rasterize, duplicate, rotate 90 degrees. And what I was looking for. Convert and rasterize. Boom. And then here, and then I'm going to do a select. Modify contract by like 2. Select inverse and then like delete. Cool. And then I'm just going to put this right over here. Then take these two and copy paste and bring it right down to here. Just about like that. Cool. And then let's do something that's a little darker, like a medium gray, like that. And I'm going to do these guys and convert them and rasterize, and we're going to do a, like, I'm kind of thinking like a drop shadow, right? And this is going to kind of embed them a little bit in the ground, like that. Cool. And then I will put these into a folder, and I can just turn off the folder. And now I'm going to get this, and we're just going to get our pen tool, and let's do more of like something like this here. And then I'm going to get my pen, make it a little, about like that, and then like 50% hardness. Cool. And now we're going to color all of this in. So we're just hand drawing these height maps is what we're doing. Kind of like what we did with the trim pieces. Very simple. Serious question. Is anybody watching this that is making textures or wants to make textures or anything like that? Let me know. I might have something cool. All right, so there's that tile with its little fun design. And I think I might set this to well, there we go. That's what I wanted. Oops. If you could just stay put. Awesome. And then what else was I wanting to do? Well, I was thinking, let's duplicate this and turn this off and then rasterize this. I was thinking about doing this filter gallery, Celtic pattern in this house. That'd be so cool. Yeah, I was thinking that, and then I was like, I don't know if these, like, designs mean something, because this design particularly is all over Skyrim. It's in all of the cities. It's literally everywhere. Literally everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know if I should do anything. So this torn edges thing, I was thinking of like, I was thinking about doing it on the outside, but I think I'm just gonna save this real quick. Let's just do save as a copy to the desktop, and we're just gonna call this tiles JPEG. So to kind of give you a heads up, what I did was the medium gray here in between the tiles is like even ground. If it's white, it's going to be bumped up high. Gray is darker than white, so it's going to be beveled in. And then black is very much beveled in. And so the program's going to read this as a height map, not a texture, but it's going to deform the mesh. And the stone textures and everything we put on it is going to follow the curvature. So when we put moss in it, the moss is going to go in these cracks and stuff. You will see. So here, I'm just going to put a paint map here. And the displacement, I'm going to put this guy in. So you can kind of already see what's happening. Right? Okay. See what's happening here? Now, if I go and get this rock, I'm going to choose the one that we've been using. I'm going to put it right here. Wrap. Okay. Now let's get our light color. And apply. So you see what we have here now? Skyland Logs improves the loading, the distant, it retextures the distant meshes and so forth like that. So I think that's pretty good. What do y'all think? I think it's all right. I think we could even make this a little bit higher, like that. Yep. So that can be our new tiles. And we're going to call this, we'll test it in game and see. V-Stone. Convert and rasterize. I'm going to just set this to multiply and put this in here. Boom, boom. Okay. And now let's open up V-Stone. Oops. Here we go. Rasterize. And then I will do this and this. And I'll just pop this down to here. Like that. Might be a little much on that AO. Cool. And then we will do a sharpen, unsharpen mask. Boom. No alpha, so we can save that out, just like that. And here I'm going to, oops, image size. 2048. Back that out. And we're just gonna get our alpha map looking right. Like that. go. This said it didn't have an alpha map with it, but we're going to give it one anyway. And then I'm going to invert this green. Yeah. So this is the old, this is the new. I think it's fine. And we'll save this with an alpha map. And now everything should kind of match and blend a little bit better. Let's check it out. If you live in, say, the Blue Palace, then you can see you house from the Reach. That's what Skyland... No, that's not what Skyland Lodge do. That's what Dindolod does. And Xbox does not get Dindolod. Dindolod places shit throughout Skyrim. And it does some texturing too. And it does a lot of things, but that's one of the things. What these LODs do, and all that Xbox allows, okay, is replacing of LOD meshes and textures. Alright? I'm making my load order about 1 week on Xbox, and I need space for Arcanium and New Age of Magic. But I just have Skyland... Yeah. Okay, you're fine. You should have room. But I will show you what the LODs do when we boot back in. We're going to take a look at this real quick, and then we're going to look at the LODs, okay? Because I think there's... I tried to explain it in the LOD video, but I do think that there's some confusion about LODs and what they are, what they do, and what my mod covers, especially for Xbox. But first, we're going to check out these paths. Oh yeah. Little darky dark, huh? Little cray cray. They look transparent. Yeah, we're gonna get those fixed. We just placed, I think, everything in the wrong order. So I'm gonna get that reset up. You know what? I had another idea. I have another idea. So, take a gander. If I scoot down here, you see how this bumps up? It's like a hump, right? See how it humps up like that? I think we can just do this whole thing in tile. Leave the dirt out. And it might look a bit more natural. I think that's what we're going to try and do. It's such a stupid mesh. It's such a stupid mesh. I think anyway. Such a stupid mesh. Does this appear anywhere else? Or is it just right there? Okay. So let's get out. I might have an idea. Okay. So basically, looking at this real quick, I'm going to turn off all of this stuff. And we're going to jump right back in game. So, LODs. Very interesting. I want to try this other microphone, and we're going to try this other microphone. Screw y'all. Hold on. I'm going to unplug it real quick. Let's go into here. Is it loading? It is loading. Okay. Here we go. Nice. Oh, stay where you were supposed to be. There we go. Nice. Ribbon microphone. It's all nice, warm, and soft. So LODs. Let's do... No. Let's do... We're going to start a new game. Start a new game. So there's nothing interfering with anything. Alright. So, game scene. We're going to say set game hour to 13. And then we're going to do FW10A234, change the weather. And then we're going to fly around. Okay. So, go away. Everything that you see around me is loaded. This bridge is the hero mesh. Alright? This is the hero mesh. Everything around me, the ground textures. These are the real textures. Okay? Around my overly large guy. Jesus, I'm huge. Okay. Now, as you go back into the distance, you're going to hit a threshold. Okay? And that's LOD 1. And the textures are a little bit lower quality. The meshes are a little bit lower polygonal. And the textures on those meshes are a little bit lower quality. But the landscape textures, lower quality. Everything's lower quality. And then you hit another threshold beyond that, and that's LOD 2. And it's even lower quality. All the way back. All the way back. Okay? Until you hit like however many LODs are in the game. 9, 7, whatever. And then that final LOD is what's going to be for infinity. Now, as you move, okay, like if I was walking, everything that's loaded around you is popping in as its hero mesh and hero textures. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, actually, if you look, if I zoom out, there we go. About right here is where the line is. Okay? Everything inside this box is loaded. It's your hero textures, your hero meshes, okay? As you walk, that square of everything loaded around you follows you. Everything outside of that square is a LOD. Everything immediately outside that square is LOD 1. And then beyond that square is LOD 2. And beyond that square is LOD 3, etc., etc. As you walk closer to a LOD 2, it becomes a LOD 1. And then once it's inside your box, it loads as the real mesh. Capiche? Okay. Now, if you don't have the right LODs, this is what's going to happen. And this is going to be our example. First and foremost, this is a vanilla fort. Okay? These textures are the vanilla textures. These are not Skyland texture LODs. These are vanilla LODs. These are vanilla everything. Now, I didn't remake any of the meshes, so Skyland LODs uses the same meshes. Okay? So do you see these LODs are all vanilla textures? The landscape is not Skyland landscapes. That's the vanilla ones. So what happens as you walk closer to the Western Watchtower here? What do you think is going to happen when it gets into your bubble of loaded hero textures and meshes? What do you think will happen? So do you see this cutoff here? Here's a LOD cut. And this is another LOD cut here. And now we're back into the hero stuff now. Okay? So tell me what you think is going to happen as I get close to the Western Watchtower. In fact, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go this and go this. So we can actually see this happen. I don't want to be blocked by any trees. So first and foremost, there's the Western Watchtower. I want to get a clear shot for it. I want to see if I can do this too. Cool. Oh, it won't stay like that. Shit. Let's see if I can do it. No, I can't. Okay. So do you see the Western Watchtower has vanilla textures on it? In fact, the top half is the Ice Tower. The bottom half is the Ivy Tower. Or the Moss Tower. So it's already mismatched. Okay? So as we walk closer... God damn it. I don't want trees and shit in my way. Watch closely. Full screen this shit. As we get closer, you see the grass moving along with us. The grass is loading in the distance. And now... Here's the line for the texture LODs right there. You can see it clearly, that line. Between my textures and the vanilla LOD textures. And boom, it just popped in. And now it's using my textures. Notice that this landscape looks nothing like the distant landscape. It's yellow and barren. Mine is dark and green and brown. Okay. Now I will go to quit desktop. Yes. And I will load this shit up. And I will load up this shit here. I will go to my backup Skyrim. And I want to find my LODs. Here we go. So let me just zip this shit real quick here in 7-zip. Okay, so that's going to load up, make a zip real quick. One thing I forgot to show you was Whiterun. In the city of Whiterun, all of the textures, all of the roof textures are yellow and stuff like that. It's the vanilla Whiterun city textures. The castle walls are the vanilla ones, all of that stuff. Come on, load faster. Can y'all hear a difference between this mic and the other microphone? This one just sounds a little bit warmer, a little bit softer. You can hear a difference, right? Or are you just insane? Now, what I'm zipping up is literally what I uploaded to Xbox. So what I'm going to put in my gain is 1-for-1 what you have on Xbox. These are the same exact files. So we're going to take these LODs. I'm just going to put them right here. Yep. Just going to install them. And I'm going to hit yes, please. Alrighty. And we're going to run the game again. So, what we're going to see are textures after where LOD 1 begins, okay? Where the LODs begin around you, right outside that box of everything that's loaded around you. I think it's the U grids, right? So I think it's like 5 U grids, I think is what's vanilla. So that means it's 5 squares in each direction? No. Maybe. It might be 5 squares in each direction. I'm not sure. Or is it 5 in total? Should be odd. Anyway, outside of the U grids is when your LODs begin. And you will see a much better continuation. So if I have Skyland AIO, only I don't have a pop-up in distance with your textures. You will have a pop-up if you're not using the Skyland LODs while using Skyland. In fact, if you use any texture mod with no LODs, you're going to have pop-in. Which is why a lot of people have been bothering me for these LODs, is because they use... No, let's just back out. So, because they use Skyland, but they have these pop-in issues. Now, Rob said he can see trees. I might actually have that in the Dynalod file that I included, and I'm not sure if I did or not. I have to look at it again. But let's do set game hour to 13, and then we'll do the same weather again. Okay, now let's do our TFC. Actually, no. Let's not do TFC. Let's do TCL and TGM. All right. So, no. First and foremost, let's do a quick run around and check some shit out here. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this over to my game scene. Now, firstly, I have trees in Whiterun, so that's a thing. But you will notice inside the city walls, we have all of our LOD textures, but it's using Skyland LOD. So you have your darker roofs, the proper stone wall textures, glowing windows, all that shit. But let's look at the more important texture, the one that we were looking at before. Do you see a difference with the landscape textures here in the distance? They're not so bright and gold. They blend in a lot better. Right? We have roads. And the textures match on the tower now. Okay? And we can even check out the farmhouses, have the proper farmhouse textures. And same thing with the fort like we saw. But 4. Now let's get back to our dude here. And I'm gonna TCL this. And let's go ahead and walk towards the Western Watchtower. And one thing that you're going to notice is there's not going to be any pop-in whatsoever. It's going to look exactly the same as we get closer. The only thing that's going to be different is the textures are just going to get better and better and better. And that's what the LODs will do. You're not going to see that castle pop. The top and bottom are already matching textures as opposed to vanilla where the top one was ice and the bottom one was moss. And there you go. It's loaded with no pop-in. Now that the fort in the background matches this fort in the foreground, even though the one in the background is still a LOD. But because we have LODs that match our textures, they look similar. They look the same. That's not some bright white, big, blocky, vanilla-looking castle. It's using Skyland LODs. So that's what the LOD textures do. That is a nice looking texture. That is a nice looking texture. So that's still a LOD. Inside the city, as I mentioned, still a LOD. But it looks just like it does if you were to be walking around inside the city. It's a lower texture size, of course, because you have to keep your GPU memory usage low. But that's how LODs work. That's why LODs exist. Imagine this game having to load everything at 2K and full poly meshes all the way to the horizon. Your GPU would fry. So ever since games came into the modern age in the mid-90s, we've had LOD textures. I mean, we've had LODs. Every game has LODs. We've always had LODs. This is nothing new. Oh, hello. I have news. Goodbye. So now we can go look inside Whiterun. Let's see if it blows me way off course. Nope. And it looks literally exactly the same as when we were outside the walls. It's just much higher quality textures. But very much the same. I keep forgetting I have JK's Whiterun. Here's another example, is when you're in the city looking out. All of that is LOD textures. But they match now because they're Skyland LOD, so they match the close-up Skyland landscapes. LODs. I hope all of that makes sense to everyone. Makes sense to me. But now I'm going to remove this mod. Let's see. Move mod, yes. Remove, yes, 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 yes. Put that up. There we go. Cool. So, that's how that works. Yes, you don't have to. It's just one of those mods where you kind of notice it, you know, unless you're just running vanilla or enhanced vanilla stuff. Or you could just run somebody else's texture overhaul mods like Clever Sheriff because they look like vanilla. You know, they just look like blurry, pixelated puke. You could just run that if you want. The banner pops. Mine doesn't because I run Dondolod, but yes, the banner does pop on the Xbox. For sure. So I have a cray-cray idea. I have a crazy idea. And I'm going to look into it real quick. Oh, it looks like I've already done this. Cool. Now let's go into here. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I too prefer my work. Graphics pack is okay. I like Tamrielic. So I'm gonna just do this real quick. You're like, what's John doing in Creation Kit? Oh my god, for Skyland, why are we in Creation Kit? Yeah, it's true. Sometimes I do go in Creation Kit, like I did for the Western Watchtower to fix it. And Skyland watercolor. Anytime. I'm glad I could explain it. I hope I made it understandable of what LODs do and what mine do. Graphics pack isn't that good. It's really not. So we're going to go to here. Now we're in Windhelm. Turn my markers on. If you didn't know, yes, I do know how to use the Creation Kit, which is just crazy. I'm not just a texture guy. Sometimes I get a little screwed up and have to go watch a Dark Fox video, but I don't think anybody could single-handedly retain all of the knowledge in Creation Kit single-handedly. That's just not going to happen. Really. It is. That's such an odd name. Valenstrad 8. I never would have guessed that. that's that. Aww. So, what I was hoping was I was hoping that this bump mesh right here, this guy was actually just the bumpies by itself, and apparently it's not. Apparently it's everything. And I can't handle that. You see? It's the dirt, it's everything here. So what we gotta do is fix them textures on those blocky dudes. We're going to close this out. Now we don't need to make a new plugin. So let's take a look at how I did this in here. And let's see if I can get this to look a little bit better. So here is that. And I'm just going to blur these a little bit more. Something like that. And then here is our dirt texture, our first dirt, which I'm going to bring up to about like here. And then here is our next one, which I'm going to bring it up just slightly above that one. There. And then here's our moss. I'm going to bring this slightly up above that. I think that might be a better representation of what we're looking for. One thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Let's turn all of these off. And I'm going to say wrap, not blur. I'm going to set this to a darker color. And I'm going to get this to where it's just in the cracks. Check it out. See how it's just darkening up the cracks for me? Like that. Easy. I'm going to duplicate this moss and put it right here. We're also going to wrap and just do a little bit of blur. And we're going to put this in the cracks of that. Here we go. We're going to just see how this looks. I might not use the moss, and then we'll just put this back over it. Like that. Touch more of this moss. Okay. Nice. So let's try this out and let's see how it works. Check out Windhelm ground mesh thing. Is that really the name of the mod? If it is, that's awesome, and it automatically gets an upvote from me. The thing is that I can't use mods like that when I make Skyland, because I, at that point, don't know what's vanilla and what's not vanilla. And I end up... I end up doing something that I think is in the vanilla game, but it ends up being in... because of a mod, and then it ends up just not working for people's games because they didn't have that mod, and then I've got to go and make a fix. So I try not to do that. Rasterize. Filter, unsharpen mask. Boom, boom. Boom, bada, boom. Boom, boom. Let's do that again. But with just a color, no alpha map. Boom, boom. I like the CK. And then here, we're going to take this. A little bit of a different normal map. So if you look here, flip the green real quick. If you look at the new normal map versus the old one, you can see how crisp one is, and that one's a little blurry. That's what we're looking for. So let's take this guy, copy, paste, desaturate, and work in levels. And we just go bink, 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 like that. And we're done. Then we save this out. Color with an alpha, fine and linear. Okay. And now let's go see what that looks like in game. I think we should be okay. I think that's going to be all right. You can't change the 43 to 44 in just SSE edit. Oops, took me to open that up. Come on, close. Shit. Where'd it go? So, what did y'all think about this mic? Now that you've heard it. Now that you've heard this thing. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? I'm going to switch back to the other one now so you can hear a difference. This is very warm sounding. Here we go. We're back. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, it took me here. I don't want to be here. I want to be at my other save, please. Let's get our pop filter back. I think this is a good sounding mic. This one's a little bit cleaner, crisper sounding. I feel. Yep, I'm sure. Load. Alrighty. Let's go check out this pathway, if I may be so bold. So we still love the ground? I still love the ground. Good. Let's go. They do sound very good, just very different. If you have headphones, you can really hear the difference. Alright, and here's our new texture, which I'm perfectly fucking fine with at this point. It's just like, whatever. I do feel like the shadows along the edges are really wonky. and there's like this black halo around everything, right? But you kind of need it to differentiate it from the rest of the stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a crap mesh. It's a really crap mesh. Like I don't get the texture. Like, why is there sideways tiles on this side going into the ground? It's lazy. They should have just modeled a bunch of freaking tiles through here. They did a bunch of stairs, right? So why couldn't they've just put a bunch of tiles here? I don't really get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, that mesh sucks ass. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. So bad. Oh, let me flip this over here. Okie dokie. So we're gonna start looking at some different textures here. And I really don't want to pull just some at random, because I really kind of want to do things that we can see in game. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing here. I just don't know which textures are what in game. So at this point, it's kind of like just get on with it and do them. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Screw it. It's good enough. And we're going to call this, yes, just save. So now, let us take a look here. So that's all done. Let's find some straight textures. I'm going to do something like, I mean, like, I don't even know what the outside textures use. That's a shingle. That's Talos brick, so that's probably the Temple of Talos. The trim stone. There's one. Let me see here. If I go to my Windhelm textures and meshes, architecture Windhelm. And let's see this. That's the ground there, which I'm not looking for. There's the stairs in the center. More stairs. All sorts of stairways. More ground. I want to see that entrance. It's the warehouse. That's interior doorway. Main gate. I have no clue if this is interior or exterior. You know what we could do? Let's look this up. This might actually work. Let's do this. All right. So we need gray messy stone. So let's open up WH gray messy stone, which is this guy. I think both have alphas. Okay. This guy. Then there's this guy, which is using WH out wall, which we've already made. Let's double check right here. Okay. And this is trimstone 1. So WH trim stone or stone trim 01, which I said we were going to have to do today. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get the on the right side. Okay. And then I feel like there's another one. Okay. What is this? That's on the outside. Interesting, because we're inside the city, so I don't know why. And then WH stone flat 2. WH stone flat 2. Stone, 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 stone. Stone rough. Stone rough. WH stone plain. Stone flat 2. We've already done it. Yay, dude. Cool. So let's get on these guys. These two textures here. This seems like to be a pretty main texture. Let's see who's here. Texture is very good, but mesh sucks. Oh, another mic makes your voice sound more important, like a cinematic voice. It's velvety. I like it. Windhelm will. Hey, hiya. Okay, we're caught up. So what is this called? This is called Gray Messy Stone. So, new mix. Gray Messy Stone. I'm gonna pull in. That's pretty messy. Let's see what this does. This might be a little too mossy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Let's double up that. And I'm going to try and get it to be a little bit grayer. Something like that. And let's see if I can run something else at it here. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Let's see what happens. Let's put that at the bottom. Let's do this at the top. Let's do 4. This is 0. Let's put one of these here. Kind of gotta do our same thing that we did before. Pack that up real quick. Just want like a couple of pieces. Okay. Yeah, that definitely needs one of them taken out. Come on. Oh, you bastard. Sometimes I believe my computer just has no clue what's going on. That's fine. Then I will click over here. I'm going to make this a little bit darker, like that. And then let's get something like that. Let's do this. Let's just kind of just pump this guy up. Get this going. Let's do like a 2. I'm going to do wrap. Like 5. Something like that. Let's get that value a little bit lower. Make it just look nasty and grimy. Like that. And then here, let's do one more. No. Okay, let's do this. And I'm going to throw in this guy. We'll see how this looks. It's probably not going to be right, but it's just worth a shot. Let's do another 0.5 here. Something like that. Yeah, that moss isn't going to work. Let's do another one here. Like that. And then here, I'm going to pop this out real quick and just go down to like 9. I'm just going to kind of just go through here like that. Pull this moss back a touch. Ha, that's a cool looking wall. I'm gonna see what it looks like. I'm interested in seeing this. This is gray messy stone, which is what that is. This will be fun. I'm kind of just like shooting from the hip and trying to do something different than what's in the game. If not, if this doesn't work, I'll just turn this off and call that a fucking day. So backup plan. So gray, messy stone. Boom, 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 boom. Rasterize. I know it doesn't look great now, but you just wait and see. It'll probably look even worse in game. All right, multiply. Let's pull that back a touch. There we go. Convert to smart object and rasterize. Is there any alpha? Yeah, there is. That. Okay. Well, let's find out what that is. Can I just pull this fucker in? I'm gonna say that's kind of good enough. And it's fine with me. Alright, color alpha fine linear. And let's throw this in. And this I think needs to be an image size up to 2048. Zoom out to 50%. Ugh. And then let's do this here. And rasterize and invert. And then over here, I'm going to take this guy, paste it in here. Oops. Come on, mouse. Come on, program. Keep up with me. I swear I'm going to need a new computer soon. Save it. Like, I'm trying to hold out for like the next AMD processors, but I don't know if I can. Let me see. Geez. My processor is 5 years old. My CPU is 5 years old. And my GPU is 4 years old. So it's almost a beat time to get this crap uploaded. What did I buy from PlayStation? 1 month subscription. And there's your receipt. I'm now live on YouTube. Yay. And that person commented on a video. Very good. A lot of action. Alright. I'm interested to see how this wall comes out. I don't know if it's going to come out that well, but it was worth a shot for the idea, right? That's what we're here for. It's just kind of like worth the shot. Try it out. Okay, back to the market. Oh. That's definitely one of my textures. But I don't think that is the texture, is it? No, that is the texture. There. Which is kind of being... Yeah, the big blocks are throwing me off, but the little blocks don't look good either. What texture is that? Because that looks good. Like, can I just use that texture? Surely I could. That's definitely one of mine, right? Yeah. That's one of mine. So... yeah, let's get rid of the big blocky blocks. That right there is the outwall texture under it. Interesting. Which makes me wonder, maybe I should use that layer that I had below the outwall, which is what I think I'm going to do. Yeah. Alright. System, quick save. That's what I'm going to do. Quit. Yeah. We're going to go into here. I'm going to turn this on. Well, I'm going to keep this on. This off right now. Here. And we're going to load up blink and blink. Is that right? Yes. And then we're going to do blue blink right here. And I'm going to load up a color, which is this color. Boom. Apply. We're going to pull this back. We're going to say wrap at like 0.6. Slightly blur. And we're just going to... Let's totally wrap it then. Fuck it. I want to do something a little bit harder. Let's do 2.5 and 0.15. And I'm going to make that a little bit lighter. Actually, I want that color. And like that. And then let's pop our moss on. We're just going to do it in the cracks. Just like that. Done. I might take... We're going to delete that. I might take this and just make it ever so slightly brighter. Just so you can kind of see where the stucco is. Just like that. And I think that's going to work for us boys and goyles. Cool. And here. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And then all of these can go away. And then we're going to rasterize both of these. And we're going to multiply. And let's check the levels on that. Just a little bit. And then we're going to save. Oop, no we're not. We're going to do our alpha map right here. So here, I guess I will take... Give me both of these. Let's see what happens. Cool. Let's see what happens if I do this. I don't know. And what about this guy? And if I blur it, yeah, let's do that. Call that a day. Screw it. I don't care. And then, yes, yes. With my alpha, yep. Do this, rasterize. Forgot to do a sharpen. Pop it, pop it. Select all, Control C, come into here, and let's set this up as a diffuse texture. I mean, not a diffuse, a alpha map. Which should be about like that. That's a good alpha. Pop it, and then here, I'm gonna go, no, don't save it yet. Let's take our new normal, rasterize and invert, green, bump, 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 and save it. And save it. Yes, override it. And save. So many questions to answer to play the fucking game. Yeah. Everything looks horrible in Windhelm. Everything is horrible in Windhelm. I'm embarrassed to even be in Windhelm right now, to be honest with you. Oh, Lord of mercy. I've been up since like 7 o'clock this morning, getting worn down. Had a good dinner. Watched a show called Ghosts, which is funny. Yeah. Work was crazy. Just a lot of research. Not really even like talking with anyone, just looking things up, researching, taking notes, investigating things, going down rabbit holes, data analysis. And it just wrecks my brain. And then I gotta switch it off and do something creative. Which is why we're here today, doing this. Just to switch my brain off from that. Just so I can wake up in 9 hours and do it again. Who knows? Better. The walls match at least. Gotta tighten up that that AO map is not correct on it. The snow doesn't lay on the stones properly. But that's fine. And it looks good. So next up, it's these stupid walls. These stupid walls. But at least these actually look like beat up walls. So you have outer wall 02 with our new walls blended together, which looks proper like. But I do need to fix that alpha map. It needs to be much more grayscale. So this is the next walls that we need to be hitting up. And as we're doing this, you're gonna, like, we can start kind of walking around and see these walls starting to replace walls elsewhere. You're gonna start seeing that kind of starting to take place. So, like, already, this is a vanilla wall. Actually, blah, 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 blah. Vanilla. I'll give it the 3-foot rule. I always say the 3-foot rule is you standing 3 feet away. It's more like 4, but I'll take it. Okay. Vanilla. Skyland. Vanilla. Skyland. All that Skyland right there. Vanilla. It's a little sad. But yeah, Skyland, even at the same texture size, is better. Alright, now I need to figure out these walls, and I need to fix that alpha map. Make it more grayscale-y and not so contrasty. Things we learn, the things we learn are so important for us to know. These are the things that we learn. You gonna delete them or not? You're just gonna sit there and fucking look at them. Christ all Friday, Photoshop. You're killing me, Smalls. Let's hope that works. Fingers crossed. That's fine. There's what I'm going to keep open. Yeah, vanilla hurts me too, buddy. Now, we have options. And I'm going to explain what those fucking options are. Boom. Okay. These are corner pieces, I believe. So we're going to do quick shit here. Quick, don't think about it, just click and while you're holding shift. Don't think. Right? Some of these have to kind of be exact because sometimes the mesh follows these stone layouts like they do in Whiterun. The stones that are on the corner of walls. So right now it looks really jaggedy, but we're going to smooth these lines out. Okay. And what again we're going to do is just literally just make another height map. Like we did with the walkways. I think my next computer I'm going to go for AMD. I know. I've been like an Intel person forever. I don't think that lined up. Let me snag this bastard real quick. This might help me out. Edit transform scale. Let's try that again. I'm actually just going to do much easier to copy it off of the normal map instead of having to like peer into the shadows to see what's up. Cool. Now we're gonna cut these edges out here. I hate doing trim sheets by hand like this, but whatever. I do it because people yell at me in the comments section to do it. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be playing some Stardew Valley on the Switch. I like playing Stardew Valley on the Switch because on PC you can mod it, and I know that I would just mod the hell out of it, and I don't want to get bogged down with modding a game. I just want to play it. And Nintendo being Nintendo, they don't allow you to mod it on Nintendo, so there's no temptation. But I'll tell you, Stardew is a time suck. And it tricks you. Because it moves in like days. but they're like in-game days and they're super fast, right? And you have an energy bar, and you're just kind of like, well, I'll just go to bed early in my game, and I'll let's do like 3. And let's just paint this a medium. Yeah, about right there. Perfect, John. You're already on it. You're like, I'll just play one more day. But then you forget, like, sometimes a day takes like 45 minutes. Sometimes a day takes 30 minutes. Sometimes a day. It just depends on how you play your day. Do you wear yourself out really quick, or you take your time? Anyway, the fact is, you wake up the next morning and there's always a job or a piece of mail or some crop has just grown and you got to go pick it. There's something to do, some goal. And so you just never put it down. You just keep pressing buttons. And next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. in your time, like real life. It's 4 fucking a.m. And you're sitting here petting your chickens because they need to be happy to lay big eggs. And you're like, what am I doing with my life? Holy shit, I've got to go to bed. I've got to write a report for tomorrow. Holy hell. I have people depending on me. I need to act like a real adult because other adults and multi-million-dollar companies have hired me to do things for them. You're like, I've got to pet my chickens, though. I've got priorities, damn it. And it is not a TPS report. It is large quality eggs for the people of this town. And they're depending on me to deliver those high quality eggs. Yep. So, Stardew Valley is where it's at. Waste your life away. Nothing finer. It's more enjoyable than running a real farm, I'll tell you that. Sorry if there's any farmers here, but I know for a fact it is more enjoyable than running a real farm. Running a real farm is boring. And there's no fun. You work too much. You can't have fun. You can't go play softball or whatever you want to do. Because you got to milk the cows every 12 hours. And, oh no, we've got to go plant barley and shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great. But, like, waking up at 4:30 and then being dead-ass tired at, like, 9? No, I'm good. I don't want to do that. It's like, what'd you do today? I was in the yard all freaking day long. Well, that's not fun. At least it's not for me. Like, occasionally, it's okay. Like, you know, those fall days where you have to work a whole weekend outside, like raking and stuff, or patching up your deck. You know, you're like, yeah, I spent the weekend outside fixing some shit. But you're like, no, this is my life. 365. I'm outside milking cows. Not fun. Stones be done, and y'all got a ninth story out of it. AMD is good, but don't go with their GPUs. Thank you, Mario, but Windhelm kills me. We already read this. Hello, all. Hello, Lord. Hi, Wushin. Lord Wushin. Hey. Okay, everybody said hi. Great. So now, what I want to do is I'm going to try and do like this inner shadow. There we go. No. Yes. And let's get this up on here. Let's pull this back a wee bit like that. Cool. And I'm going to copy this layer style and I'm going to paste it to these. Boom. Should I do... Let's see. No, I shouldn't do that. Okay. And then here, I'm going to put a darker color. boom, boom. Like so. Maybe we'll go even darker. Or maybe we'll go a little lighter, actually. Like that. Now, okay, that's fine. Let's do save a copy to the desktop. We're just going to JPEG that bastard and say, okay, thank you. Now let's look at our OG. That guy. So it's just stone. It's all just stone. There's nothing else here. We're just talking stone, baby. What's up? Just talking stone, mama. Ain't doing, not doing nothing. Okay. What was the stupidest thing? I don't know why I fucking said that. It's all good. What? You just talking about rock. Ain't no crack rock, just real rock. Rock. Stone walls, castles, you know, shit like that. I'm so fucking stupid. Let's go. I'm gonna try this guy. Don't pay any attention to me when I get delirious from looking at this crap. This is what I was looking for. I want this gone. That saved. This, y'all. Let's put one of these bastards in. Yes. And then, yes. Displacement. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. Let's do you. Can I just blur that? Thanks. Blur. Then here, strength a lot. Like that. And here, might do something like that. And let's raise the value. So that's what we're looking at. I'm going to do duplicate, but I'm going to come from the top. Let's just raise this value all the way up. Just so I can see what's happening. Boom. I want this here. I want blurry blur. And I'm just going to lower this value. Because really all I'm looking for is just to kind of brighten the faces of these stones just a touch. Like that. I might go down the opacity number. Something like that. Let's look at our albedo. Just touching it. There we go. Nice. And this is called Stone Trim 01. Stone Trim 01. I actually wrote 01. Export to disk. Cool. Now, in here, Trimstone 01. Let's take that and go bam bam. And I'm going to rasterize both of those. And I'm just going to come in here, check out our levels. That looks pretty good. Multiply that, throw that together, convert, and rasterize. Boom. Any alpha? There is, but it's already chopped out, which is fine. We're going to keep the vanilla alpha map because we cut our stones out to match the vanilla stone pattern. And then here, rasterize, image size, sorry, image size, 2048. How about that? Let's do some 2K normals, shall we? Here, and here. Boom. Rasterize. And then green, invert that. New, old. Old is a bit sharper than ours, but I don't really mind about that. I want it to be more worn down looking, not so. And it worked out for me in Whiterun, so I'm going to kind of keep the same mindset, feel, soul, whatever, right? Okay. Both of these have an alpha. Let's check it in game. Nice. We get new DP points tomorrow on the Nexus. Can't wait to see how many I get. I'm always kind of excited. It's always like Christmas Day with the DP points. We'll see what happens. Because I hope it's a lot. Then I can get some computer stuff. But we'll see. I wanted to get the new computer stuff that has like the DDR5 and stuff, but I think that's going to be a ways down. Even though it comes out this year, I don't think I'm going to be one of the cool early adapter kids. Sadly. Sadly. I wish there was a mod where I could like just click things and know what texture was on them. That would be dope. Okay, so that's not a trim. In fact, I don't even know where one would be. It just said it was on this wall somewhere. Yes, I don't know where this trim is, to be honest. I don't think that's it. Said it was on this wall. But I don't know where. Yep, no clue where it is. So we did all of that for like no reason. That is one of my textures there. But that's not. I'd like to know what texture that is. Because those two are mine. Yeah, that would be a great mod, wouldn't it? Interesting. It'd be really cool to know what textures those are. Maybe those are all the same texture throughout. Let me look at something. This guy. Alright, this I'm calling fine for right now because there's no point in to continue trying doing it because it's I can't find it anyway. This guy I might just put its original alpha map back on it because I can't seem to find where this I can't seem to get this alpha map working. But I'm going to close it out and come back to it if I notice it. If I notice it down the road, like it catches my eye, then I'm like, yeah, I should fix that. That's how it works for me. I don't know how it is with other people. That's how it is with me, though. So I kind of just go, You know what this looks like? I'll tell you. First, let's get rid of this. Let's open. Nope, don't save. That's not impossible, it's just Bethesda won't let you. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay. Not what I was like looking for. I was trying to pull them up. Just let's do a duplicate. Turn this off. Let's still clear that layer mask. Okay. Get this. Let's put this down to half size. And I'm going to do these same things, but this time I'm just going to go half down. I don't need you up anymore. You really went far down. All right, let's do that again, but not so much down. Hank, what the hell? I just want it to dip down. That. So I'm just trying to like make some variance in the stone heights. Is really all I'm going for here. Easy peasy with a brush. Okay. Let's hope this works. Okay. So now we have some height differences here. I'm going to put on a solid, and I'm going to just raise this up to about here, but I'm going to lower the color and set this up to where's my thing? I was hoping to get some like shadow in it, make it darker. It's really all I was really kind of looking for here. Let's delete that. Let's do that. Set it to something darker. Maybe like that. That should work. Or I can take this and duplicate the layer. Oops. Take this and duplicate the layer. Let's delete the layer mask. I'm just going to change the color to something cray-cray. Height here. We're going to just do this blend radius to be a little sharper. Like that. And now give me my darker color that I've saved. Yeah. Now if I take that off and I do this, that's how it actually might end up looking in game, and I hope it doesn't. That's my only worry. And if it is, yeah, let's just do take this and let's just try it. We're looking at Old Cracked Brick 2. Okay. I'm trying to like create this effect like these stones are like sunken in deeper. That's basically what I'm shooting for. You see what's going on here? I'm trying to copy that. I think I'm gonna actually do it with this Ambient Occlusion also. So I'm gonna come up to here into my occlusion, and I'm just going to pop that a little bit more. Let me see what my occlusion looks like. Yeah. So basically we just kind of go for something a little darker. Like that. And on this guy we're going to go for something a little bit lighter. And let's check out our displacement. Let me go here real quick. Let's look at this displacement. Interesting. So there's that. Yes, Bubba, thank you. So let's go into here. Multiply. And I might do something like this. Let's do, I'm just going to kind of try and do this just a little bit, get a little bit more out of it is what I'm kind of trying to do here. It still just looks like two-tone rocks and not like it's being displaced or anything. then let's come up to here, and I'm just gonna pop this in. Actually, let's do a smooth, like 10, and then I'm gonna pop that in. And here I'm gonna do an overlay and just kind of pull it back a little bit. And let's try and do one of these numbers here. Interesting. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. Grit, I need you to be on the couch, Bubba. Inner shadow. Put a nice choke on that. Pull this back. Let's do something like that. Deeper. Back. Perfect. Fill. None. Now that looks like it's sunk in. That's what the crap I'm talking about. Let's do a convert, monetize, rasterize. And I'm going to get rid of it here on the edges. So this, and we're just going to pop that right through here. Like that. Because that stone continues, and we're going to do it right here also. Like that. And like this. Just like that. Perfect. Now let's see how that shit looks in game. Save. Image size. Cool. Image size. 48. Back it up. Yeah, you like that trickery? You like that trickery? Rasterize here. Green. Bam, like that. I'm gonna do. Interesting. We'll keep it like that. Let's do this guy. Put him here. And this is with our alpha. Awesome. So hopefully that texture will now be new, and I think there's a new texture right next to it. But this one is what I'm thinking we're replacing. This one might be the same texture, but it might be another texture. I don't know. Well, let's check that out. Yeah, that was some fun little. I mean, you can just take out what we did. So that's from the program. Shading, depth, inner shadow. And it just kind of pushes everything back. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool way of doing things. Now Grit's mad at me. I wouldn't let him walk on the monitor and stuff. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed this is awesome. Hey, look. It's a start. It's not right. You know? It basically just looks like two-tone stones. It's going to have to be a separate texture behind it. Right? Like it's almost like too dark. But it's seriously just not. It's just, even if I had the darker stone a better shade, it's just not. To me, it doesn't look good. Here it is some more. It is a cool effect, right? Like, it is a cool effect, but let's there's two things we can do. And I'll show you what they are right now. All right. So first is this. We can take this. We can come down to about 10% here. And then here, I can take this to about, we'll say 60%. Okay. And save this out. And then here, I can take this and double it up and set it to overlay. And this here, I'll save out. So this is option one. I mean, you know, I kind of want to even do this a little bit. Like here. Okay. So let's check out option one. Which looks cool. We're close, right? We're like that close. But I think the effect is like a little too strong. So we're going to get that worked out. So I pulled everything back a good bit. And if this doesn't work out well, then I have the main outwall texture that I'm going to use in place of this one. That's kind of my thinking on this. Does that make sense? Because they're so similar. It's just, instead of it having like debris in the cracks, it has just the standard big blocks, which is what we've just done. If I just replace it with the debris, which is the other texture, the outwall texture, it will look the same. It'll just be debris instead of big blocks. And it'll be fine. Either one will look good. I've seen a lot of white Windhelm mods use the same wall textures everywhere, which is valid. It's perfectly fucking fine to do that, in my opinion. If it looks good, you know. So there it is, the second option. Jeez, that looks horrible. This, you know, I don't think it's too bad. From a distance. See, this texture is the texture I would use in its place. What do you think? I kind of like it. But I'm open to somebody kind of stopping me going, no, John, the other texture would be better there. It's okay if the, you know, even after all that work, you know, sometimes you go, well, I put that much work into it, I have to use it. No, you don't have to use it. You know, we're just testing things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It looks like, let me tell you what it looks like. Let me tell you what this looks like to me. What this looks like to me is it's like 60% of the way there. It's like, you ever been to like the Italian restaurants where they have like the 3D brick wallpaper? And like some of the bricks are pressed in and some of the bricks are kind of poking out, but it's like 1/8 of an inch and you can tell it's just like 3D wallpaper. That's what this looks like. It's like, it's a cool effect, but it's not convincing. It's still a cheap Italian restaurant. Right? So I come in here. Now, this is the second option. It is strange. Grit, do you want up in your bookshelf, Grit? Do you want up here, Bubba? Do you want up there? Nope. So, we're gonna start this way. Grit, how you doing, Bubba? I think this is going to be the winner. What do you think, Grit? What do you think, Grit? You gonna tell him? Huh? Headbutt. Thank you. All right. of a grit. And here's the game. You see how much better this already is? Same effect, but better. You have these conflicting textures happening. Much better. Much better. Much better. So it's kind of a lesson. Here it is here. It's better. So the lesson here is that sometimes you might work really hard on something, and just because you put a lot of time into it doesn't mean that you have to put all your eggs in one basket with it. Sometimes you just need to let it go, even after you put a lot of work into something. It's just, you know, sometimes you just got to give up on it. So that was one of those things, you know, we spent 30-40 minutes making one texture that we're just not going to use. But that's, you know, another life lesson for you. But that's a much better look. It's much better texture. It's much more enjoyable and believable. So I think that will do for that. So at this point, we have the main marketplace pretty much done. That texture's pretty much done. This house is that new texture here. These trims have been done. This wall's not done. That's one of my textures, but oh, it's that rough wallow too. Our ground is done. We need to remove this stone right here from the texture. I'm just kind of taking a gander real quick. We need to do these split block stones, but we'll do that later. We've done our ground texture here with the blocks. So here we need to do these trims. And it's also the trims here. And that should take care of a lot of it. I think this is even a part of that trim piece there. And then we have like these rough stone textures. That's just a big rough stone. It's nothing too crazy or anything. And then we get to move on to the temple, which I believe those stones even carry over. Here's some more of that trim pieces. More of the same trim pieces, so a lot of this is going to be redone. This is already done. This wall is already done. So we're good there. That's done. Here's our new stone texture that we just put in. It's a little shiny, while this is a little dull. So we might have to reduce the shininess on it, but that's fine. This is that one texture is using as an alpha there. That's interesting. So I would say there's about 5 or 6 more textures that don't require carving, that don't have carvings on them and stuff, that are just easy kind of peasy. I say easy peasy, it's going to be another stream. Like these textures here. Yeah, I like the kitty hanging out with us too. So not too shabby. So not too shabby. Made some good headway. Pretty much got the ground done, which was a big one. I probably will redo these tiles without the snow on them. So I think our next stream we're going to do the trim pieces and finish up the rest of the walls. And we should be golden at that point. Hey, Grit. 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 Hey, Grit. 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 Hey. What you think, Bubba? You want to get up on your little? You want to get up on your bookshelf? Want it there? You want it there, Grit? No? Okay. He does not want on his shelf. Do you want on your shelf? He doesn't want on his shelf. Nope. Okay. No, he wants to eat a loose string. So that'll be it, I think, for today's stream. That's a good looking post. That's that trim that we did for the bridge. So I'm happy with this. It's good textures. Good textures. We knocked a lot out. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. It looks like Windhelm to me, you know? Old, beat up, falling apart. So a lot of stupid textures like that is just a stupid texture, I think. That's just me. I can't really think of anything that's like really quick that I can do without kind of going down another rabbit hole. But I would like to focus on this building, the Temple of Talos, or Talos Temple, or whatever you want to call it. Look at this busted ass hoe. So I think this is going to be our next one. This is our next goal. If we get that knocked out, and any other brickwork. I think there was one over here. Like these guys. I just want to get all of the brickwork done. I think we'll be set. That's one of my textures. Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are Skyland right there. I think we should be okay. I'd like to get these big blocks done. And the Temple of Talos done. We should be alright. Yeah. The rest of it looks like I'm accidentally just hitting up other textures. Like these are all Skyland textures. That's not. But a lot of these are already Skylanded out. Next thing you know, all we'll have is interiors and wood to do, which will be great. That's nice. That just looks like bad fucking just Minecraft right there. This looks bad. Yeah, it almost makes me like Windhelm also. Oh, and we're going to redo this ivy because that's just sad. Cool. Hey, Grit. You good? Grit's done. That was a cool texture. Man, there's nothing like sacking Windhelm. That's the best feeling. It is seriously the best feeling. Ha. So, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching and hanging out and throwing your opinion in there. Next up, Temple of Talos, Talos Temple, and other bricks, any other bricks. I would like to get those knocked out, and those individual blocks. So y'all remind me of that. And from there, a lot of the stone should be knocked out at that point. I think we should probably only have like maybe 3 more streams for Windhelm, and we should be done. And then we can move on to Falmer, Skyhaven, and I want to say there was a couple other Reach architecture textures that I have to do. And that should be it for all of Skyrim at that point. That should be all of Skyrim at that point. And if I can get the... Oh, and then we have to do the Markarth redone. Markarth redo too. Forsworn Boogaloo. The Forsworn Forts architecture needs to be redone. That needs to be redone. Well, they haven't been done. I've not done them. I've not done any of them. Grit, you good? Oh, he's in a playful mood. Watch out. Ready? Yep. Yep. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. You gotta be quicker than that. You gotta be quicker. There you go. All right. No, I'm not gonna do Sovngarde, I don't believe. Thanks. It's been emotional. I love you, each in your own individual ways. Join our Discord. Throw a donation, maybe. I don't know. And we'll talk to you all later. Original song on the Good Night exit screen. All right. Bye. Love you.